Drones are a rising concern across Canadian prisons. It's literally this easy for drugs to fall from the sky. Now, this is just a mock simulation of what it could look like, but we're about to see just how big of a problem this really is.
This is, in the last 3 to 5 years, has become insane. It's absolutely insane.
This was found crashed by the Matsqui prison in Abbotsford.
So what do you think makes this similar to ones that you've seen?
Well, it's the tape, so you can see that they've got tape covering any sort of lights on the drone itself to make sure to conceal its identity. You can see on the bottom here that this is obviously some sort of device that the package was probably hooked onto to drop it. Here in the Pacific region, we're seeing multiple a week between our 9 institutions, but across the country, they're multiple a day. So it's become a daily occurrence for us.
And the drops can mean serious consequences. Last year, Randall says at the Matsqui prison, a single drop carrying fentanyl killed 1 person, saw 9 inmates overdose and taken to the emergency room, and 39 others needing medical support. This drone package was found with 13 ounces of crystal meth last fall.
It had a street value of around $7,800, and because of the supply and demand at the time, institutional value was around $180,000. Crystal meth getting into our institutions is extremely scary for everybody.
Items like that are causing debt among inmates to increase, not to mention more violence, made worse by weapons being dropped too. Hacksaw blades and ceramic knives, to name a few, also cell phones. In 2019, Correctional Services Canada committed to spending $6 million to install drone detection technology in 6 prisons. But the Union of Canadian Correctional Officers says there are huge delays. So to your knowledge, how many of the prisons have the new technology fully operating since 2019?
None. So far, they are installing the one in Donnacona, and we are still waiting for the tests.
Corrections won't say how many prisons have the technology. It says sharing their techniques to combat the introduction of contraband could create security vulnerabilities. It says we are currently working with different vendors on various methods for detecting drones. We will measure the performance of these systems and determine the potential for broader national deployment.
This camera can detect drones from pixels.
Meanwhile, this BC company, BlueVec Technology, says it's one of those vendors hoping Corrections chooses its technology.
So we call that the fingerprint of the drone. So when we can ID the make, model, and serial number, it's called fingerprinting it. Really, the secret sauce is the ability to geolocate the pilot for apprehension purposes.
20 U.S. prisons are currently using the company's device, and the hope is to one day be part of the solution in Canada. Benit Brach, CBC News, Pitt Meadows.